Hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to demonstrate on how to set up a workflow inside of DataWorks and also how to set up nodes inside of that workflow and manage them as scheduling tasks. So first, we'll just have to hover our mouse on the shortcuts button on whatever workspace that we'll be working on and then click Data Studio. And then we can click this little blue button and we can select Create Workflow. So here we can just randomly give it a name. And we can double click it to open it. And right now we can just drag or click on any nodes to add those nodes into our workflow. So just for example, I might need to create a few MaxCompute SQL nodes. Let's just say node 1. And we may need to create another node as a descendant node of this one. So let's just say node 2. And if we sort of want to connect these two nodes, so let's say if we want to set up this node as the descendant node of this node 1, we can just drag the little arrow between these two nodes. So the dependency will be successfully set up. Or another way we can do this is that we open one of the nodes. Let's say we open node 2. And then here we can click on the scheduling configurations. And we'll be able to set up the scheduling dependency here. So yeah, here we can see that node 1 has already been added as is sort of like ascendant nodes. And if we want to add other nodes as is ascendant nodes, we can just click here and then search for the name of those nodes, and then it will just pop up and we can just select it. And for node 1, since it doesn't really have any sort of like ascendant nodes that comes before it, we can just set the root node as its ascendant node. So it's basically right here, and we can just click on this Use Workspace Root node. And then the Workspace Root node will be automatically set as its sort of like ascendant node. And then if we sort of want to set up a notebook node as the descendant node of this node 2, we can just drag notebook here as well, and we can say we can just name it as notebook. Click confirm. And we can configure the similar dependencies as well. So this is how we basically set up a workflow. Okay, so now let me show you another example that I have created to give you a bit of more information on how we can properly set up a workflow and how we can deploy and manage it. So we just again enter Data Studio. Okay, so in this workflow, I basically did it more properly. So this is basically a very simple example of a data warehouse on DataWorks. So I first of all synchronized these two tables from OSS. So this example is basically sort of like mimicking the case of a mobile phone seller trying to record their sales and product data, and I store my source data on OSS, and basically these two nodes just synchronize them onto MaxCompute. And then here I also create a few MaxCompute SQL nodes to do the ETL jobs on these data. And then finally, I created a notebook node to basically do a bit of data analysis on the data. So we can take a look at the notebook that I created. So here we can see that I have basically just printed out some basic information of the tables, and then I've done a bit of simple aggregations on each of the tables. And finally, I also plotted a graph to basically summarize the data to give a bit of more sort of like information of the data. And from this graph, we can simply just see it. Probably certain brand has the highest sales number and stuff. So after this whole sort of like workflow has been properly set up, what we can do is we can just click deploy. And we can click on this start deployment to production environment. And after the package has been built and also the online check has been automatically done, we can just click on deploy. And then it will be successfully deployed. So after it's been deployed, if we want to take a look at the tasks that we have set up, we can just click on these 3 lines over here and then click on Operations Center. And here we can see the auto trigger tasks button. We can just click on it and then we'll see all the tasks that we've deployed here. So if we want to do a bit of dry run, we can just select whichever nodes we want to perform our dry run on. So in this case, we probably want to perform our dry run on the whole workflow. So we can just select all the nodes. And for this root node, it doesn't really matter, so we don't really have to select it. And then we can just click Actions, and then we can click on Batch Backfill Data. And for here, we'll be able to see all the sort of like tasks that will be triggered on this dry run. We can just double confirm them here. And here we can select on the sort of like data timestamp that we want to perform the dry run on. So we can just select on 7th of July and then click OK. And here there is a bit of other configurations, which you can basically do at your preference. So this is basically the trigger condition. You can choose to whether alert you on failure or success, or alert only on success, or alert only on failure. And you can choose whichever method you would like to receive your alerts, and so on. And here we can just click on submit and redirect. So here we can see that all the tasks has been submitted, and it actually has been started running. So we can just wait for a while and see how it goes. Okay, so right now we can see that the task has been successful. So we can just click on data analysis, which is our final node and which is also our notebooks node, and take a look at the details. We can just click on view logs. Here we'll be able to see that all the results has been generated by this node. We can also take a look at the run result here as well, and we'll be able to see that the whole notebook has been successfully run, and the graph has also been successfully generated. Okay, so that's basically it for today's demo. If you have any further questions, please feel free to contact us.